Good morning, traders. Welcome to the live stream. My name is Charles. I come from a community called Piratetraders where we are focused on the ES, the NQ, and being intraday traders, reading the way the two-way auction process moves the market throughout the day and how we can take advantage of that in our trades. If you're new and you've never seen the stream before, please give us a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button. The channel you're watching right now is Bookmap channel. Bookmap is a software provider. You can see their software here on the right side of my screen, and they are also providing this stream for you. So give them a like as a way to say thank you. I also posted in the comments a website link that you could copy and paste to head to their website to sign up for their software, and they've got a promo going this week, the Cyber Monday deal. You have to sign up using this whole coupon code, 60%, 1 month, G+. But if you use that full promo code, you can sign up for just $39.60 for the full membership. So that is pretty cool deal. I also wanted to mention really briefly while we're here that next Monday, so this time slot next Monday, I will be doing the live stream entirely in the Discord. So I won't be on YouTube at all. If you want to be part of the next live stream next Monday, you're going to want to make sure that you are signed up for the Bookmap Discord and you're in there for that next week. Basically what my plan is, I'm going to treat this like a normal live stream. However, what I want to do is I want to have a Zoom call going with a couple of other traders, probably members of the brigade, so that we can all hang out and chat. So instead of it just being me by myself talking to you guys, telling you what I'm seeing in the market, it'll be me having a conversation with different people. And of course, the reason for that is because a lot of times when I'm in the Discord, I'm not getting as much activity from you guys in the chat. So we'll just have a conversation. We'll have a little mini podcast while we're hanging out next Monday morning. So you don't want to miss that. Make sure you sign up for Bookmap Discord. To do so, you just head to Bookmap's website, sign up for the free membership there. Then you join their Discord and just verify your email using the same email you signed up on the website. All right, guys. Well, now let's dive into the fun stuff. What's happening with the markets? Okay, so we ended the week last week at new all-time highs. Friday was a paper-thin market. Just very, very little volume in the market on Friday. And because of that, it was easy to push the market around. And guess where they decided to push it? Straight up, new all-time highs. Normally, I would be describing this as a lot more bullish, or anytime you start making all-time highs, that is generally bullish to see. However, I want to, express some caution this morning. The market created all this momentum on Friday, but it left a lot of weakness behind. We had 3 sets of single prints that we left untested by the end of the day. B period had single prints. The C period had a single print. And the D period had single prints. For those of you that are new to market profile, and you're like, Charles, I don't know what that means or why that is telling us to be cautious. Let me explain. So basically, these little lines that you see right here, these are sections where only one 30-minute time period was able to cross this particular price level. That is very rare to see. Generally speaking, by the end of the day, the market will have pulled back and backfilled any single prints. If it leaves behind single prints, it's a sign of momentum. So the fact that we left behind 3 sets of single prints on Friday is a sign of momentum up. It's a sign that we should be able to keep going higher today, right? But it is also weakness that needs a repair. At some point, the market needs to pull back down and test the base of those spikes up, those single prints up. Okay, so this is where things get interesting. So now we're looking for a little more nuance. We're saying, okay, the market may do new all-time highs. That is bullish, but we left behind all these single prints, which need to be backfilled. So how do we use this information? Well, then we look at the overnight range. We look at what the traders over the weekend did with that information. Traders over the weekend were aware of the new all-time high. They were aware of the single prints. And where did they go? Literally nowhere. Okay, we are about to open, obviously we got a half an hour till market open, but if we were to open right now, we would literally be opening at Friday's closing price. So the overnight went nowhere. It did not backfill those single prints. It did not make new highs. So that means indecision in the overnight market. They couldn't decide which needs to happen. Do we need to head back to backfill, or can we continue the momentum higher? So when the opening bell rings this morning, that actually makes it pretty easy on us as day traders. It's pretty simple this morning. If the market is going to continue the momentum to the upside, if we are going to get new all-time highs, the first thing it will do is first get above the overnight high and find new buyers up there. Now, there are multiple different ways it can find new buyers. It may just start to get short covering and instantly head up. It may push up and then grind and grind and grind at a higher price and then head higher. Or it may push up, come back down, test that overnight high for support for a while, and then go higher. I can't tell you which of these three scenarios will play out today. But I will tell you, if the market gets above the overnight high, if it gets above 55, 60, 55, and it starts to find new buyers up there in any of these three forms, I will be bullish to head up and test Friday's high and to make new all-time highs today. I will then be monitoring for continuation, meaning I assume it can keep going, and I'll just wait until I get signals from the market that momentum is over. Okay? However, if the opposite of that happens, if we push above that overnight high this morning and we fail and we pull back down, that will increase the odds in my mind that we at least need to backfill the C single print at 60.44. That at the bare minimum, the market needs to fill that one. And if that's not enough to reverse us, then we need to come back to 33, the base of the B period single prints. Now, this B period single prints is very, very high probability of getting tested today because it was also a weak reference. So the market just did not get a chance to come back down here on Friday and do business down here. That significantly increases the odds, especially with the fact that we didn't make higher highs in the overnight market. It increases the odds the market needs to come back and tag this level, 60.33, before it can continue higher. If we pull all the way back, so let's say we get a look above and fail the overnight high, we pull all the way back down to the base of those single prints, I will no longer be bearish unless I see new selling. What I assume is there will be buyers waiting in here around 33 and the market will reverse and we'll start heading back up. If we get new selling, then I'll change my mind. Okay? So it's important to understand the market making this new all-time high on Friday is bullish, but it wasn't made with strong hands. It was made with weak hands. It was made with bots, just day trading and squeezing day traders. So for the momentum to truly continue, we probably need a dip today to give those stronger hand buyers a chance to step in. So in a daily context, are we bullish? Yes, but very cautiously so. And we're expecting a little bit of a pullback down towards 33 first before we make whatever big move we make. Any questions on any of that from the chat? Any questions from the chat? One question that always comes up is, what about the NQ? So let's take a look at the NQ. So NQ not back at that all-time high yet. And still inside a trading range. So the NQ less bullish than the ES based on Friday's trade. You are, again, if the market were to open right this minute, we still got another 20 minutes till market open, but if it were to open right this minute, you would have a gap up. And so then, much like for ES, we can just use the overnight range. That overnight high is a signal of whether we have momentum or not this morning. If the NQ opens with a gap up, the first probability is to fill the gap to get back down towards 21,024, the high from Friday. Once they fill that gap, that's where you find out about momentum. If you get buyers stepping in, you get support, you have momentum. You look for continuation to the upside. If you fail, if you fill the gap and you don't bounce, well, then you're looking to head back down towards this very prominent overnight point of control down here around 29.52. That would be the next support I'd be watching for. So looking for the market to bounce right at that support level, right around 29.50 and turn around and head higher. If it does not, then you're looking to head all the way down to test Friday's lows, because that would mean the market is still in balance, right? This is a balance area right here. If the market this morning fails and starts to pull back in, it means it's probably heading to the opposite end of balance. Okay. So I would be looking for support at Friday's high. I would be looking for support at 29.50. And then if neither of those hold, I'd be looking for a larger pullback. On the Q. So both markets this morning feel like they need a bit of a dip in the first half of the day, unless they can immediately bring in buyers first thing in the morning. We got Will here. Good morning to you. Billy K in the house. We got Griff here. Welcome, welcome. Pellegrino, welcome to you. Fabio is here. Welcome. Laura in the house. Trevor is with us. Griff says we can't see the website link. Bummer. They must have it programmed so that I can't share links. Just head to bookmap.com and you can sign up there and use that promo code that I mentioned earlier. The 60% 1 month G plus. 60% 1 month G plus. That is a Cyber Monday deal. Mr. Ree in the house. Good morning to you. And Liquid says, would you be able to read if we are bullish, bearish just from Bookmap? Ooh, that's a great question. Would I be able to read bullish, bearish just from Bookmap? No, I would not. So the main focus that I use Bookmap for is order flow, right? It is the current order book. What is happening with the order book right this minute and how is it changing over time, right? So for example, right now, the order book has a lot more liquidity above price than below. There's some big orders sitting up here waiting to go short at 60.55. There's more up here at 60.60. So if you were to put a gun to my head right now and say, Charles, all you have is Bookmap and nothing else, my assumption would be the market is going to head up towards that liquidity. If the market opens and that disappears, then that assumption would change. If the market opens and it starts to push away, that assumption would change. But right now at this moment, that's the only insight that I have. That is why I like Market Profile software, the software that is over here on the left side of the screen. This gives me the context to understand what the market is doing. This is what tells me if I should be bullish or bearish. And then what I use Bookmap for is a way to confirm the information that I'm seeing. So for example, what did I say were the scenarios today, right? Either we're heading back to 60.33, looking for a bounce there to continue higher, or we're going to be able to immediately start to go higher first thing this morning. Okay, great. Well, I don't need to even look at Bookmap when the opening bell rings, because all I need to know is what happens with this overnight high, just price. Can we get above 55 or not, right? If we get above 55, then I'm looking at Bookmap. Okay, what happens to the order book at the moment we get above that overnight high? Do the orders above disappear? Do the orders below disappear? Do new orders start to pile in? If new orders start to pile in, are they above or below price or equally on both sides? What's happening with icebergs and what's happening with stops? Oftentimes when the market makes a high for the day, or, a high for, let's say, the next few hours, you often see a very big order of stops right at the high. So my stop setting might say somebody got stopped out for 150 contracts or something like that at the high, right? So those are all pieces of information to make me feel more comfortable. We're not getting support. We're going to pull back down. So I could be looking to short. But the bias of whether or not I should be longing or shorting depends on where price goes. And that I look at the market profile for. Jason S. says, Hulk smash that like button. I concur. Hulk smash. Or you know what? Because you own your computer and you don't destroy it, maybe just gently tap on your mouse and click that button. You don't even have to smash it. No reason to break anything. Also, for anyone who's hanging out this morning in the Discord, you can head up to the tab that says Futures Charles, and you can leave comments there. And I will, I'll be happy to answer your questions and comments there. Good morning to Kevin. Welcome. Danny FX Trader says, what program is the one on the left? The software is called Window Trader. That is window spelled without a W on the end. But just search for TPO charts or market profile software. So just type into Google like the name of your broker and then TPO charts and see what comes up, because there's a lot of different options to access these TPO charts. And essentially, if you don't know what a TPO chart is, it is just a different way to organize the market's auction process, to organize the market's information. So essentially, I will expand out Friday's profile. So this is Friday. It was a shorter day. This is Friday's range. Okay. So each one of these time periods that you see, the A, the B, the C, the D, each one of those represents 30 minutes. So it's basically a 30-minute candlestick. Okay. But what makes this software cool is that we can take all those candlesticks and we can smush them on top of each other so that they look like this. Now we're seeing it as a profile. Okay. And that profile is much easier to read than candlesticks are. It's very, very easy when you look at this profile to see where are the areas where the market brought in the most volume, where are the areas where it spent the most time, where are the areas where it didn't spend a lot of time, that it might need to come back and back test. What are the weak references? And so on and so forth. So that is what a market profile chart does, is it just displays the information in a way that your eyeballs can instantly see what are the important levels, what do I need to pay attention to, what will influence price today. When I'm seeing something that is telling me the story of what's happening in the market within market profile, then I turn to the internals and the Bookmap to confirm that decision and give me confidence entering a trade. Good morning to Nicholas. Welcome. Steven is here. Frito in the house. He says, what up, y'all? All right, guys. Well, if you don't have any more questions, there's nothing left for me to talk about. So hit me in the chat. What would you like to know about markets and trading? We got a question in the Discord from Gentle Mink, who says, does Bookmap provide TPO charts? Bookmap does not provide TPO charts, but I encourage you all to email their support and tell them that they should. I've been pushing them to say they should start some TPO charts. I think it would work very, very well in using this heat map as well. Pellegrino says, have a great trading day. Thank you, sir. 8 more minutes till the market opens, but we are going to fucking crush it this morning, right, guys? We're going to make so much money because, again, we know there's one of 3 things that is going to happen today. Thing one, the market breaks higher and we get continuation to the upside. No problem. We're just going long as the market keeps giving us signals it has momentum, right? There is a look above and fail that brings us back down to, either the C period single print or the B period single prints. Okay, so either 45 or 33. If we find support there, that leads to scenario 1, a move higher, or scenario 2, where the market just moves sideways inside yesterday's range. Okay. If the market either immediately sells off today or has a look above and fail, gets down to the base of those B period single prints, and it can't reverse there, well, then we know we're heading back down towards the lows and we're looking for continuation to the downside. Simple as that. Lots of money to be made. What happens at that overnight high? 60.55. Opportunity to enter trades there. What happens at the base of the B period single prints? 60.33. Opportunity to enter trades there. 7 minutes to market open. Dun dun. I don't know how to say his name. Lacopo. He says, if the market came back to the single prints in the overnight, does that count or not? It's a great question, and no, it doesn't count. We don't consider them repaired or back tested if they're done in the overnight. It has to be in the regular trading hours. So this is another reason why I'm a little bit less bullish right out the gate this morning, because the overnight needed to come back in here. Okay. So if the overnight needed to come back in here, probably the regular trading hours will as well. Five minutes to market open. 5 minutes to paradise. Jads is here. Good morning to you. Casey in the house. Welcome, welcome. DNK says, TradingView's latest TPO charts with Bookmap for volume can get most of the info Charles is using for his trading. Well, that's a great insight. TradingView. You got to pay for the full package to get the TPOs. But then with that and Bookmap, you got it all. Yeah, just to talk about the order flow real quick, since we still got a couple minutes till the market opens. People, they want order flow to tell them whether to go long or short. And I would say the best way to use order flow to know whether to go long or short is seeing changes that happen, right? If you're seeing something happening with price, and you're seeing something happening with the order flow, with the actual orders in the order book, if you see something changing and it is making sense, it's doing it together. So like, let's say price is pushing higher, okay? And they keep adding pools of liquidity above price. And then the market pokes through and they add another one. Market comes up and pokes through, they add another one, so on and so forth, right? They just keep adding liquidity above price, and price just keeps going higher and higher. Well, then the way you use that in your trading is you say, okay, I'm going to long the market as long as they keep adding these, new pools of liquidity above price. When that suddenly changes, when suddenly we break through one and they don't add any more, they pull it, it goes dark up there, and suddenly they start to add a whole bunch down here. Well, then I know to take profits on my long, right? the other way around as well. If you don't want to get long, if you don't trust the move, you think it's going to run out of steam, wait until you see a change in the order flow where suddenly the orders are no longer above price, they're below, as a signal to start looking for your short, as a change in market behavior. So I can look at the market profile chart, which is simply showing me price action, right? I can look at that any time of day and get an insight as to what is likely to come next. Bookmap, a lot of times I need to wait and see something change. I need to observe some sort of thing happen in real time to then have it be a signal, okay, now I know what's coming next. Because it's the changes in order flow that give you the best insights. Good morning to Arjit. Welcome. We got 113 people hanging out. Please smash that thumbs up button. Let me see how many likes we've gotten. Do a little reset here on the old YouTube. 44 is not bad. We don't feel bad about 44, but we know we can do better with 113 people. Surely there's someone out there willing to push that thumbs up for the pirate. Okay. So again, I just want to state, as we've been talking about, the market has momentum up, which means it could just keep going up today. But the caveat is it probably needs to pull back first before it can go up. Now, the fact that we are a mere minute away from the market open and we're all the way up at the overnight high, which is basically pushing up against the previous day's high, what now seems to me is the most likely scenario is that we will open and push above yesterday's high, probably spend just enough time up there, let's say 15 minutes, spend just enough time above yesterday's high to get everyone chasing longs, and then they're going to whipsaw it back down. Because there's only one of two reasons why they would open at the high of the overnight right before market open right now, is if either they're going straight up all day, or they're looking to fake everyone out. They're looking to get people opening up their computers this Monday morning, chasing price so they can wipe them out later on in the day. Let's see what happens. The market is open. Okay, so we're now above the overnight high. That is a little bit bullish to see, but remember, this is a look above and fail level. So now that they're above it, they got to hold it if they want to keep the momentum going to test yesterday's high. Okay, so this is the scenario I talked about, where they immediately push it up and they spend just enough time up here to get everyone long at the high before they come whipsawing it back down. So if you're a long, don't fall in love with your trade. Ramp, 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 ramp. Let's take a quick look at the NQ and see where that ended up. Okay, so we did get a gap up on the NQ, and we are getting a gap and go. So I hate moments like this because I feel like you guys will get mad at me. It's bullish and the market wants to go up today, but it needs to come back down. It needs to come back down and fill that gap. That is so close to filling the gap. And then instantly getting a push. This is all FOMO buying. And it's just my experience as a trader. When you get all this FOMO first thing in the morning, it lasts for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then whoosh, it completely retraces. So yes, the NQ is bullish, but do not fall in love with long trades because they're coming back for that gap fill at some point later on in the day. It's just too close to leave. Good morning, Willie T. Okay, so we now have higher highs on the daily. We now have a new all-time high. That is bullish to see on a daily basis, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're going straight up all day today. If we want to keep the momentum going up today, we now need to turn this node right here at yesterday's high. So between 60.60 and 60.58, we need to turn this into support and hold it. Okay. So the buyers got to stay up here and keep bouncing if they want to keep this momentum going to the upside. If the market pulls back through this node and re-enters the overnight range, then this becomes a look above and fail. And that might be the high of the day. And now we're heading back down for the weakness we left behind on Friday. So moment of truth can, and we're doing it right now, testing it, they hold it. Or do we get a look above and fail of the previous day's high? Okay, that is a look above and fail, which increases the odds the market is going to pull back through the opening price. If we pass through the opening price, so if we cross back through 60.55, we'll be looking for a move down to 60.46. Looking for support there. Unless we bounce right this second. Obviously, staying above the opening price is not bearish, but crossing through it, very, very bearish for that move to 45. Abu says, what about the NQ? Let's take a look. Nope, NQ is still on a gap and go. So they are still building support. I would say you got to wait till you fail the halfback to look for a pullback on the Q. So you got to wait till it gets below 21,082. Below there, you're going to get a pass back through the opening price. But right now, they've still got momentum on the Q. ES is a look above and fail, though, so we should get a pullback. And the markets haven't been moving perfectly in sync the last few weeks. They've been kind of each doing their own thing. So stay focused on the market you trade. What is it telling you? Okay, so there's the pass back through the opening price. That is bearish to see. So the idea is very simply, if the market wanted to go higher today and it had enough buyers to do it, it should have been able to open, push above the overnight, the previous day's high, which is Friday's high, find support and keep going. The fact that it did not do that, the fact that it pushed up and then failed and pulled back down to the open tells us that we need to put the market on sale to bring in some discount shoppers. We don't have the buyers at the highs, so we got to wait and bring in some stronger hands at a lower price. So I'm now looking for support at 60.44. They can't do it, Captain. They don't have the buyers. John George. The dilithium crystals, they're burning up. All right, so we got a bit of tug of war here. NQ is trying to go higher while ES is running out of steam and trying to pull back. I am still on the team of a pullback because the NQ has that unfilled gap. So the people, yes, they are buying the NQ right now at the high. Yes, you are bringing in new buyers at a higher price. Yes, technically that is a little bit bullish to see, but who are these buyers? Right? So impatient. They couldn't wait for the market to pull back just a few more points and fill the gap. They are short-term traders. They are weak hands, and those are the easiest to squeeze. Okay, so the book map got a little dark here. Not that bad, just a little bit of volume falling off. So there must be some news dropping here at 9:45. We'll let the market digest that. Again, still looking for a pullback down to 44. Sook says, happy Monday, all. Happy Monday, back in business. We're all turkeyed out. We're all turkey and stuffinged out. I ate so much stuffing this weekend, guys. I got to tell you. I am made of 50% bread today. Jay says the numbers were U.S. manufacturing PMI. The actual number ended up being 49.7 when it was forecast to be 48.8. Oh my goodness. We're making stuff, y'all. Yeah, I don't like these buyers on the NQ, guys. I know I sound like a broken record. There's nothing new to report. This is all FOMO, chasing price. So unless they can get a dip to come back down and test at least the halfback, 21,085, unless they can come back down and test at least that, this is all FOMO buying up here, which means they likely get one more little poke to the upside. Boop, boop, and then it starts to fail. So neutral on the ES, cautiously bullish on the NQ. Because these buyers are fixing to get squeezed. Frito says, I have to admit the Greek chicken and potatoes I made last night could stomp that Thanksgiving turkey dinner I had on Thursday. I don't want to start a fight or anything, but that's un-American, what you just said. Okay? I don't want to hear it. Besides, turkeys are way bigger than chickens. If somebody's stomping on somebody, it's a turkey. Chop, 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 a morning long. Chop, 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 while we sing this song. Gonna cross through the open about 50 times. Gonna squeeze all of the buyers for all their dimes. M. Zoltan says, consolidating question mark. Yes. So it's a tough read. It's hard for me to know exactly what's happening, but this is how I would describe what's happening right now. You have FOMO buyers chasing price on NQ. Okay. So they're not buying because of any particular reason. They're afraid if they don't buy right now, the market's going to go higher without them. And that is bringing in enough support to the stocks in the S&P 500 that it's keeping the S&P 500 at our opening price. So basically, there's no one big trying to sell the S&P 500. There's also nobody buying it. So it's just chopping around the opening price. It's going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. But the NQ continues to go up. It's building higher and higher and higher. So that tells me the FOMO is not over yet for the NQ. Right? We haven't run out of steam yet. We're probably going to get one more push to the upside. But whenever the steam does run out, whenever you've brought in that last FOMO buyer, they do eventually run out, right? There's not an unlimited supply of people willing to go long at the high. So whenever you do run out and the market starts to come back down, how quickly will all these buyers, everyone above 95, 21,095, how quickly will they all get squeezed, right? Let's say they all have their stops down here below 95. The market gets below there at whatever point, not this minute, but later on, it gets there. It squeezes all those buyers. Well, if there's no one really buying ES, what's going to happen to ES? Massive pullback. So is the market consolidating? Yes. Is it consolidating because it really wants to just go higher all day today and it's building up momentum? No, I do not believe it is. I believe it is consolidating to bring in FOMO buying to squeeze. And sometimes you just got to wait for it to happen. It'll happen in 20 minutes or it'll happen in an hour, but it'll happen. Chasing the trend again. These NASDAQ buyers are chasing momentum again. They never learn, they get squeezed every time around. But they keep chasing with FOMO once again. Fixing to get squeezed again. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Tug of war continues. Yeah, no sellers on the ES, which is interesting. It's just no business at all. Feels like it's all just the arbitrage from the NQ. So can the FOMO continue on the Q? Or is it fixing to run out? I have a feeling they kiss 21,188 and then it runs out of steam. Griff says, FOMO on Q and look at the ticks. Yep. So not just FOMO on Q, FOMO on futures for Q, not the underlying shares. I'm telling you, it's just like, it's a, what do they call it? A rug pull. That's what they're doing, a rug pull. They're convincing everyone it's going to go up, getting as many people long as they can. And then they pull that rug. And all of a sudden, everyone's off sides. And then the bigger money, they get to go long at the gap fill rather than at the high. And they have all the liquidity that they need to get the orders they want to get because they've squeezed all those day traders. DNK says we got news in 2. Okay. So if I had gotten short earlier today based on the concept of the look above and fail of the previous day's high, I would now be moving my stop to 57. The idea is we are now back below the opening price. We should stay below the overnight high at this point. If we're going to continue to move lower, we should not come back above the overnight high. If we do, then we're going to get more chop and we don't want to be short anymore. So the selling to the downside needs to continue from here. Very short So yes, as long as we stay below the overnight high, I am bearish, but that is just intraday for the moment. That is just bearish to get back to 44. If we find buyers there, we can reverse and head right back up for the highs. So when I say I'm bearish, I just mean for a short pullback here. And then we'll see what happens. And again, that thesis disappears if we get back above the overnight high. News in a minute. Uno momento for the news. Newsy bots, news bots. What are they gonna do to the market? Pellegrino says, how do I join your broadcast on Discord? So right now I'm not broadcasting on, or actually I am broadcasting on Discord for the next 1 minute. But it'll be next Monday that we're doing the full live stream for anyone that's just joining right now. Next week in this time slot, we're going to do the full live stream inside the Discord. Okay. We won't be on YouTube. So you got to sign up for the Bookmap Discord if you want to watch that. And I'll be doing the stream with guests. I'll be hanging out with some other people. So it'll be a good one. I hope to see you all there. If you're looking to join the brigade, if you want to be able to listen to live streams like this every single morning with me, just head up to the link that's in the top corner of the video, piratetraders.io/join. You can join the brigade there. It only costs $10 a month. And you get live streams every day with my insights for the market. So I hope to see you all there in the brigade. And yeah, as far as today is concerned, absolutely nothing has changed about my thesis. I still feel like the market is giving us bullish signals this morning purely as a fake out. Okay? So I am bearish still. But at this point, if we cross back through 57, I won't be. Okay. I also won't be bullish. Not yet. Because to me, the market needs a good dip. And this little dip we just got in the A period was not a good dip. Okay. This was like very slow, very methodical move to the downside. That was not squeezing anyone. Right. So that means that there are still a lot of longs in this market that got into their trades either above the overnight high or the previous day's high. And the further the market goes down, the more likely they are to get squeezed. So I feel like we still need that big liquidation to the downside. We're just not getting it quite yet. And so for the meantime, I will remain neutral on the ES. Same thing with the NQ that I've been saying all day. It is FOMO buying right now. So I have a feeling somewhere right around this magical number, 21,188, That has been a very high volume node, an area for the market to do business in the past. That is an excellent place for sellers to be waiting today to smack the NQ right back down. And the NQ still has an unfilled gap. That's just a magnet tugging on price, being like, hey, come back to the low. So I don't know how far they're going to push it to the upside first, but whenever it runs out of steam, look out below. With that, I will say goodbye. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to Bookmap. And we will see you all next Monday in the Discord. In the Discord. Have a good week, everyone. Members of the brigade, it is time to set sail. We'll see you in the private stream in about 2 minutes. Bye.